we had 162 must-win situations during the season. And that's the way you have to approach every game, is to go out there and play your best and try to win it. Obviously, as an elimination game here, there's a part to losing we haven't had to deal with. But I think the only way to slay that dragon is go out there and play free. You've got to play baseball, and I think our guys have a good mindset for that. We haven't swung the bats like we can in the batter's box, and that has to be point one of what we can hopefully change to change the momentum in this series. We pitched well. We played good defense. So, although sometimes it's tough to see the light at the end of the tunnel, we get a couple hits and a couple runs early. I think you start to see that, and it'll switch some momentum in this series.
Back left.
Mike, can you gauge the mood of the team right now? And also, do you say anything to the team in the clubhouse with closed doors before the game?
Well, I'll preface what I'm going to say by nobody has their heads buried in the sand. They know you lose this game, what the circumstances are. But also, I think everybody in that room is relaxed. I think they've been relaxed. We just haven't been swinging the bats well in the batter's box. I think that they know what they can do. They're very confident. They want to go out there and they want to do it. So I think the guys are upbeat. They're up for the challenge, and hopefully, although we're facing a tough pitcher, you get some early runs. It changes the momentum of a game, and we win this game. Obviously, you have an opportunity to change momentum in a series.
Straight in the back.
Mike, Cole Calhoun is one guy that has been swinging the bat in these two games. What have you seen in his at-bats, especially considering he didn't finish the season all that hot? Has he adjusted something?
Yeah, the first two pitches he saw off of Jason Vargas in the series, he hit one that, Kane made a great play in center. Then he rolled over one. So his first two at-bats, he saw two pitches. But I think as he got comfortable and saw more pitches, you're seeing what he did all season. He's grinding it out. He's able to use the whole field. He's one of the few guys in our lineup that looks comfortable in the batter's box and doing what we anticipate he can do. And other guys have to get comfortable and have to get comfortable quickly, obviously.
Here in the middle.
Mike, you said yesterday that you were not going to take Josh Hamilton out of the lineup. I'm sorry, I haven't seen the lineup yet. I'm assuming he's in there. I realize he's not the only one who is not hitting right now. How close have you come to putting somebody else out there in left field, especially for today?
Well, there's a lot of ways you win a baseball game. And I think everyone here is focusing on what happens in the batter's box, but you have to have defensive continuity too. Josh is obviously struggling, so he's not hitting fourth. We've talked about that. But as far as what our options are on the defensive end, this is our best defensive look that we have in the outfield, and he's important, especially on a big field like at our ballpark and here. He has a presence out there, and that's important. On the offensive side, I think that it's definitely worth getting him the at-bats to see if he's going to find it, because when he does find it, he's a difference maker. So Josh is helping us to win games, even though maybe it's not happening in the batter's box. There's a lot of focus on that. I think you said it earlier, he's not the only guy that has maybe not swung the bat to his capabilities, and we need to get that offense going, but we still need, as I said, you still need that defensive continuity, and Josh is really good out there.
Mike, considering how your bullpen is structured and the options you have, how important is it for C.J. Wilson to get into the flow early in the game?
Well, it makes things a lot easier if C.J. gets into his flow and pitches his game. And that's always important. But in a game like tonight, I think everybody realizes that we're not gonna work through some things in the second inning like you would in April or May. So that being said, we have enough length to be able to hopefully not put too much pressure on what CJ has to do early. But we fully anticipate CJ to go out there and pitch the type game that's going to give us a chance to win. The importance of it is somebody has to hold these guys down and give us a chance to win. If CJ's off to a rough start, our bullpen has to come in and do that. And if CJ is doing well, then obviously he's doing it himself and getting us where we need to be. So I don't want to put too much on what CJ needs to do. But as a staff, our whole staff is going to have to get it done if one guy stubs his toe.
Bill?
Just to follow up a little on what Jose said, I think CJ's walked 8 against these guys in 10 innings this year. I know it's only 10 innings, but if he does walk a couple guys early, what do you look at to see either I got to get him out now because it's an elimination game versus, well, maybe he's close and I should stay with it? What would be the factor?
Well, I think that's what, Mike Butcher will be looking very closely at CJ. We'll all be looking closely at CJ. And again, I don't think you're going to see one guy walked and CJ out of the game. I think CJ is going to be in the zone, pitching well. If it comes to a point where it's obviously looks like he's not getting it done, we'll make a decision and try to get an arm in there to get us out of a jam if need be. So, we'll see. We don't have a crystal ball of what's going to happen, but I think we've all been very clear on what we're looking for in this game, and it won't be a game where your starting pitcher is into the second, third inning really struggling, and it's April and you're going to let him work through some things. That's not the time, for that tactic right now.
Mark.
Mike, understanding it's only 2 games, have you seen anything different in Trout's at-bats? It's the first playoff experience for him. Do you think he's pressing at all, or have you seen anything different in his at-bats?
I don't know if Mike's pressing. There's certainly some pitches that he's put some good swings on and missed, and there's some pitches that he's taken that maybe he gets a little bit passive. He's caught in between a little bit. Those guys have done a good job pitching against him, but Mike is he's not out there. I really don't see him as tight. I just think sometimes you're not squaring balls up like you can. But there are a couple pitches that he had good swings on that he missed, and I think if he can just square one up and hit it hard somewhere, I think you'll see him find his swing and be productive. This guy's he's the best baseball player in our league, but even the best baseball players at times aren't squaring balls up the way they can.
In the back.
Mike, the teams you used to have a lot more speed, sort of like
Right.
the Royals team now. Do you ever miss managing those kind of teams? I know you like to be aggressive.
Okay, is it mismanage or mismanaging? You want to quantify that?
Managing.
Okay. I think a couple things. This is definitely the team we've had that is most structured in batter's box offense and built on batter's box offense than the 15 years we've been here. So doesn't mean the offense is worse or better. We've scored a lot of runs with batter's box offense this year. I think historically, some of the better teams we've had, if you look at 2009 and you look at some of the teams we had a balance of batter's box offense with great team speed. I think that the cards that you have in front of you are the ones you're going to play, and we're very confident in our offense, even though, like we talked about, maybe the straight steal isn't there. But we do have enough team speed where we led our league in first to thirds. I think we created a lot on the bases that scored runs with outs. And that all adds up to the type of offense you have, where maybe we don't have quite the situational look in the batter's box. This is a team that has the capability of scoring a lot of runs in a hurry and keeping it for a long time. And that's what we need to do. We need to get more of this batter's box offense going.
Mike on the right.
Mike, I'm pretty sure if this was July, Josh would probably be on a rehab assignment in Salt Lake. What are you seeing in his at-bats that leads you to believe he'd be a better option than maybe Cowgill or Navarro?
Well, I think we talked about this. I don't think there's anything else to really say about it. I mean, Josh is helping us tremendously in what he does in the outfield, and it's worth getting him some at-bats to see if he's going to square some balls up. And I think that if I think we said all we can along those lines. I don't think there's anything that we're going to talk about that's going to shed any new light on this. We certainly need Josh. We need more than Josh. There are a lot of games where you're going to look and you're going to see guys have 0 for 4s in front of them and you win the game. We just had too many of those guys in our lineup the first 2 games, and that's been something that set us back a bit. But I think there's far too much attention on Josh and Mike right now. I think these guys are playing hard. They're going to help us win in a lot of different ways, and it's going to take our offense when it's going is 1 through 9 pressuring teams every inning, and we just haven't gotten there.
Here in the middle.
Jared only gets 3 days rest, but what gives you the confidence to throw him back out there against the Royals, who he just faced?
I've got confidence in Jared in 1 day's rest. I mean, this guy is an incredible competitor. We just need a couple more days so his body recharges enough to go out there. You got to recharge that battery a little bit. But in talking with Mike Butcher, there's not much difference in Weave coming back and throwing with 4 full days as far as when he throws his bullpens, and coming back 1 day earlier on 3 days. So we're hopeful that he's going to get out there and feel good and maintain his stuff. And it's I think it just sets us up with the best chance to get this done if we get by tonight. So he'll be out there tomorrow.